Good morning, YouTube. Different car on the channel. Today we have a 2021 Honda Civic Sport. You're probably wondering, why do I have this car? And I'll tell you why. I went on a road trip cross country. Total, I put about 5,100 miles back and forth, and I did not want to drive my Altima. I don't trust my Jeep just yet. Nobody else in the family wanted to hand me their cars, so I rented this bad boy for $40 a day. Right? And I just want to make a video on why this is the best road trip car. This is the quintessential if you're not hauling a family. Honestly, I mean, you could do 4 people. I would probably jump up to the Camry then. Even then, if you have 4 people going across country like we did, you're gonna need more space. At that point, get a small SUV. But with gas prices right now in my town, where they're supposed to be lower than I thought, I just got back. I left there $4.50. Now it's $5.10 a gallon, $5.15 a gallon. On average, I paid about $5.50 a gallon, $5.60 a gallon. But I need something that'll get me and my brother cross country in comfort and great gas mileage. I actually reserved a Corolla / Jetta size car, which was supposed to be this car, and I got there and they're like, oh yeah, we gave it out, all we have left is a Tacoma. I love Tacomas. It was a TRD off-road package with the locking diff and all the nice features. Would have been great to have in Moab, but I'm not paying $2,000 to drive it cross country. That's a joke. So we have this. So like I said, the 2021 Honda Civic Sport with the 2-liter naturally aspirated. Look at all those bugs I absolutely obliterated. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a nice car to give it a car wash. Funny thing, this car has hail damage. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. Those little dings. Yeah, this car, the hood, the top has some bumps, and then the trunk lid. Honestly, if you can get this car from auction as a totaled and salvaged, to just buy it and insure it, dude, you're winning. Like, you can't tell from far away, anything's wrong with it. Like right now at this angle, I can tell that right here there's a bump. Basically any of these little dots right here that you see, those are also dents because that's where the dirt and water pulled up. The spoiler has a couple. There's a couple on the roof. There's one right here. It's not a big deal though. So like I said, the car is rated I think like 36, 37 miles a gallon highway, and I'll show you what I got. But you know, we have the nice sport rims. This car rides and handles great. The one single HDMI output like exhaust. Right, look at this. She rides great, she handles great. A 2-liter, I'll get to it, but it's enough horsepower. So let's start with the trunk. You do have remote start on this bad boy. Good space to get 4 luggage bags, 4 carry-ons fit in there. Here's the remote, by the way. They give me 2 of them. Here's the rear seats. Like I said, this is my sitting position. So this is why I said you should probably want to go up to get a Camry or something. I fit fine. Would I want to sit back here on a it was like 30-hour road trip? No. But like, I'm 6 feet tall, right? I fit fine. I got feet room. You know, it's fine. But like I said, I don't want to sit here on a big road trip. Maybe if you had 3 people and you pulled that front seat up like I did a little bit. Then here's the driver's side. It does need to get cleaned. We were on some dusty roads to get to Moab. So here we are. We're on the inside of this car, right? Normal power locks, power windows, everything's power. It's good. Leather wrap steering wheel. It feels great. Touch screen. Let's give her a start. Nice digital gauges, which are super easy and super nice to read. Turn off the climate control. So they're due for an oil change. Not my problem, it's their problem. But yeah, so this is a sport package. Leather wrap stuff. So I'm not doing a review on this car. I'm doing why it's a great car to take across the country. So we're gonna go into that. First and foremost, the driving tech. When you're driving 30 hours, you're gonna want these features. So we have lane departure and like road departure mitigation, whatever they call it. right here. So this is like the cruise control button. You just turn it on and off. And then you have your lane, like tracing. That's how I know Toyota like lane trace. So it'll pop up in the corner right there on your screen. I don't know if the camera's catching that. Right there. So you have it off, on, lane keep assist system, and then adaptive cruise control, and it won't let me set it. But basically, you can set it to, you know, adaptive cruise, follow the car in front of it, slow down. So if I set it to 85 and the guy in front of me is going 65, I'll go 65. It keeps a nice distance. It comes to a very smooth stop. This car versus like the last like Toyota I was in the Tacoma, it'll come to like, and even our Prius, it'll come to like 20 miles an hour, and then it'll let like the brake, it'll let go. And it has emergency braking. So what will happen if you let it actually go, which you don't want to do, is it'll slow down from like 60 to 20, say you hit like rush hour traffic. Then at 20, it'll let go, and then it'll like re-slam on the brakes when you're about to hit the guy in front of you. It's dumb. This will come to complete stop, and if you're stopped for like a second, it'll actually like restart moving. If you're stopped for like 3-4 seconds, it'll actually tell you stopped, and then all you have to do is just like the car in front of you starts moving, just give the gas a little tap like that, just a little, just a tap, and then it'll like re-engage, and it'll still be at the speed you told it to stay at. Those features are nice. I thought about like halfway through getting like a more fun car, like, you know, like a Camaro or a Mustang. You know, I'm sure it'll still get, since it was all highway towards the end of it, it'll still get like 32, 33, whatever. But I didn't want to give up these features because I know those cars don't have these features. You have, so those are the first ones, and it'll like steer for you. It'll give you about like 15 seconds, I think, without telling you to like grab the steering wheel. But it's nice. Like, I just keep my hand right here, elbow right there. We're just chilling. As long as I'm touching it and just like giving it, like, I'm just touching it basically. With my normal hand movements, it'll just like do its own thing. So I'm not steering it like this or like that. When I'm coming to a corner, it'll start steering itself, and my hand's still in this position right here. And it'll steer itself back this way. It'll take a decent curve. But yeah, great features, emergency braking, all the nice stuff. Second thing that was a pain when I drove my Altima cross country, I don't have paddle shifters in my Altima. And I know paddle shifters on a CVT, it's questionable, right? But we're not doing it to, you know, bang through gears. There's no gears to bang through. What it was nice for was when I was up in the mountains in Colorado at 12,000 feet, and you start heading down, and you kind of want to use your engine braking to slow you down instead of riding your brakes like I did. I roasted my brakes. I had new pads and rotors on a month before I went on the trip. By the time I came back, my pads and rotors were warped. My rotors were warped. This thing, you can like fake downshift basically, but it will slow down the car. So it'll act like you're putting it in like a low gear, or like, you know, you're downshifting it. So it'll like kind of like it'll pick up the RPMs. And like if I'm going downhill, if I don't have it on, I just take my foot off the gas and I'm going downhill at 70, even with the cruise control on, it'll start accelerating 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, and it's like, fuck. This, I tapped it, I'll keep it in like third or fourth. It'll maintain that 70. Once I start clearing like a flatter road, it'll start going down 70, 69, 68, 67. So it'll slow it down, or it'll help you maintain your speed downhill. Great feature, beautiful feature. I never had to like upshift because I don't care. All I cared about was downshifting, just to force it to slow down. Yeah, slow down. And it was great, I loved it. That's a huge perk. So that's why I say like the sport model, if you can find one, if it's not an automatic where you can't go, you know slapstick 3, 2, 1, whatever, and you have to use the paddle shifters, great feature. Next, you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. All the newest features are right on your screen. They're great. It works good. Audio system's good. You have not dual zone, but automatic climate control, also nice feature. Eco mode brake hold's nice, so I used that when I was in LA. In the crappy traffic, and in like the city traffic where I wasn't using the cruise control. Turn it on, kind of sticky button, but turn it on and it'll like hold it when you come to stop. You can take your foot off the brake and the car will still, like, it won't move. You have normal headlights that are auto. You have fog lights, which are nice. Emergency braking. What else was there? Oh, another feature I liked. This isn't really a feature, but it's a good design. So say you're a passenger, say I have Nick right here. Nick is the donut bag. He wants to watch a show, right? Well, you take your phone. I was trying to put a phone out, so this is the sucky part. It's kind of hard to put a phone mount right here, so you have to put it right here if you those vent mounts, because it's gonna like kind of sit kind of off and it won't really plug in. So what I do, like we were fucking with it for a while trying to get this phone mount in, right? I'm like, wait. Or, no, this is way better. You're cruising on the highway, your buddy wants to watch Netflix, wants to have a YouTube video on, you want to have donut media on or something like that when your guys are driving to listen to, it's good. And it, for the most part, won't slide down because there's this little nub right here for the screen brightness. So, and it's good, it's good. I would just say in the summer, it's actually super good because when you have the climate control blowing, my phone would get really hot. But once I put it up here and we watch like something, it would actually keep my phone ice cold so it wouldn't overheat, which means the brightness would always stay bright because, you know, when it overheats, it dims the brightness. It was good. And this, in the winter, it might be a little different. You might have your heat coming out of these vents. It might heat up the phone. At that point, I tell you to swap, you know, have the heat blow somewhere else through the windshield or on the floor. This is a super nice feature though. It's not really a feature, but I like it. You have USB cable right there, which charges at 1.5 amps, and it has a pass-through right here, which is super nice. I have my radar detector. You can see the little circles in the windshield. I had it plugged into the 12 volt that's right down there, and I had it feed through right here and go up there. You also have, now I like this too. It's kind of quirky. I've never seen a center console like this before, but it slides, which is nice. Slides back, it opens up. You have your 2 cup holders. They move around too. There's another 12 volt in there, or not 12 volt, USB port in there. Again, that's nice. Little storage section right here for like your wallet or something. I did wish this was like, and it is padded on the sides. I just wish it was a little bit better padded. Like you can see, you can push your finger into it fine. My Ultima's way softer. My Ultima's not constant. If you have an Ultima, you know it's way softer than this. Also feels kind of low for me, but you know, I could adjust the seat to, you know, offset that. Speaking of the seats, super soft, squishy. I don't want to call them economy seats because this isn't a Chevy Aveo or a Cobalt, but for what they are, they're very comfortable. They're nicely bolstered. See that? I like this section right here that kind of pushes out because it feels nice on your back. And the way the headrest sits, sometimes like it just fits better around my back, so like the headrest isn't jutting into my like spine, which is super nice. But yeah, so that's the front. Metal pedals, nice. Glove compartment, nice. Everything about this car for a road trip, nice. You could sit here, like I said. Wait, we'll go over here. I hope you guys can see this. Let's see. Yes, I've done the math. So fuel B is, I averaged the whole trip over the last 5,075 miles. It says I averaged 36.8. I've done the calculation, it's actually 37.1. I averaged 37.1 miles a gallon in this car. I think it's rated 37 on the highway. I'd say about 80% of this was highway, 20% of this was like dead stop city LA traffic. Like not even like city normal traffic. This was like you're in gridlock, like city streets, highway, you're not moving, you know, 5 miles an hour. If you go to this infotainment, like look at this. I like that it shows you like the trip A, B, and C. So current, I just filled the tank. We have 5 miles on it. We got 22 miles a gallon. We're idling. This is me driving from, I think I stopped in Nebraska somewhere to fill up. 502 miles on the tank of gas. I averaged 42.4 miles per gallon. Right before that, I filled up after 116 miles. I got 39.9. I had to pee, so might as well fill up. And then the third one, I had 392 and I averaged 38.9. Right, my range right now on a full tank is it was 464 and we're at 458. This car gets good range. It's not Ultima range. You know, the Ultima, I milked 712 miles out of a tank once. It was disgusting. It was bladder busting. But I'm stubborn. But yeah, 42. You can. Oh, these speeds, right? When I was on the highway, I wasn't going 65. Most of the time, I wasn't even going 70. Most of the speed limit where I was 75 on average, or 75. I was always going like 80. When it was 80 miles an hour, I was going 85. I was always going 5 over, but I'd say 75 to 80 was the average speed I was going, and I was getting those numbers. If you slow down to, like, you know, the speed limit in my area now is 70, so I'd go 75. Some areas were 65, so I go 70. But for the most part, 90% of the actual highway miles were done between 75 and 80 miles an hour. 75 and 85 miles an hour. No, wait. 80 and 85 miles an hour. Sorry. That's amazing. Like, this car gets great fuel economy for what it is. You're nearing Prius territory without looking all. I know the Prius gets like 50. This is getting like about 8 to 10 miles per gallon less. But, you know, great gas mileage. Now, the one thing is the 1.5 turbo, if you can find that over this 2-liter, so if you find like a Honda Civic like EX, you'll get better gas mileage. The 1.5 turbo gives a better gas mileage, and it's peppier. This car was super good until we got to Colorado, up in the mountains. It was like lethargic. You know, there's no air, basically. Same way I was choking, the car was choking, but that's okay. You know why? Because all the other cars there are choking. All the Subarus, all the old 4Runners, all the new 4Runners, all the Escalades, all the Moms, all the rich people, all the people in Aspen and Breckenridge. Unless your car was turbocharged, you weren't getting the full power. Your car was choking. And that's fine. It's fine. You know, let your car choke. It's fine. So that's not a fault of this car. If you grabbed a Camry or another regular other car that's naturally aspirated, it's going to choke too. So that's fine. It's an economy car. It's fine. But yeah, other than that, like, this car is a great, I'm telling you, great car to take across country. I wouldn't hesitate to rent one again. I would be very specific. I know the Corollas, from what I understand from the last Corolla hatchback I drove, it has adaptive cruise control, but it lets go at like 20 miles an hour, and the lane system's not as good as the lane keep system's not as good as this one. So this one does have a better system. That's why I like it. I don't know what Volkswagen's doing. I know a lot of those American companies don't like to shove all their safety tech in economy cars. I know like Kia and Hyundai kind of are starting to do that now, which is nice. But the Honda Civic, like, it's the small stuff. Like, it actually comes to a complete stop. That's super nice. And when you actually do like start driving, it actually has, you know, plenty. It has enough power to get you going, keep up with traffic. It can cruise, you know, at, like I said, 80 miles an hour effortlessly. The gauges are nice. The big, you know, wheel spin right there. It rides very nice. So this car, I will say, this car rides better than my Altima. Even though my Altima has a brand new suspension front and rear. You know, some I know it has about 20,000 miles on it. This car has about 15,000. No, this car has 19,000 miles on it. So, but you know, newer suspension, and I have the same size. No, I have 18-inch rims. This car has 18-inch rims, but this has a thinner sidewall. I'm at a 45 sidewall. This is a 40 sidewall. So this car has a little bit like thinner wheels for like aesthetic and for performance, I guess you could say. But it's great. It handles good. It handles all the bumps. It eats up all the bumps. It rides very nice. There's a little car. I think it's like a midget. We're at about like 800 feet above sea level. You have your little gauge system right here. We can show your navigation. Apple CarPlay would show up there. Miles, all that nice stuff. So yeah, like I said, guys, this is the best road trip car I've rented a lot of cars from CarMax. I've driven across country multiple times. This is the nicest car I've taken across country. I'll take this over my Altima. I'll take this over the Prius. Unless you need all-wheel drive to off-road, not off-road, just in the winter basically. I would say this is a great car. Why is this fucking Hyundai fucking Tucson with purple hair lady blasting music? Yeah, great ride otherwise. Check it out. Thanks for watching, guys.